Recently, Riot just launched a new currency to sell skins, and some are calling this a gacha game. Today, I've got a clip from the podcast about our discussion to this luxury skin currency system. We're very much against this and are still kind of baffled onto why they're going this way. The evidence on the wall seems pretty clear that it is a cash grab and it's another way to squeeze more dollars and cents out of gamers like you and I. But on the episode today, we explore the thoughts, we explore the reasoning and rationale and the wording they use through the press release to why they're doing this. I hope this provides an extra insight to you from our expertise and analysis. If you do find value in it, please share with a friend, like, subscribe, do all the internet things. It really helps us out. This is a bit of a longer video, so just by watching to the end is a ton of support and we really appreciate it. And let us know your thoughts with this new luxury skin. Are you a broke boy who can't afford it? Do you think it should be even in the game? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear your opinions too. But with that, here's the discussion. This is a little bit of a twofold topic. We're going to be talking about world standings and scores. So Nick, if you want, we can jump into that first. But I was thinking we jump into the recent news. And to do that, I want to jump into the Riot Games preview. What's to come? Because this was a little bit unexpected and a little bit like undersold. They're giving a little bit of a preview and update on what to expect now that Arcane Season 2 is going to come out and what they're going to do in-game for all the different Riot games because of that. This was put out on the Riot Games YouTube channel and not League of Legends, so you had a lot less subscriber count there, a lot less viewership potentially. Maybe they were hiding something, maybe they were not, maybe they're just trying to touch all their games, of course, could be thought process and fair. But, you know, one could argue that why not put this video on all the different video game channels separately as well, because it impacts all the different video games they produce. Either way, Nick, we're going to see if you've got sound again or not, but we're going to watch this video and we're going to do some react because this is an update across the board. And then we'll get into the specifics of what seems a bit funny. So let's go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mark, co-founder and chief product officer at Riot.
And I'm Christian, co-creator and showrunner of Arcane. We've been working on Arcane for years, and it's almost time to share the final season. Telling these stories has been an honor, and we can't wait to see what you all think. Arcane's first season gave us an exciting opportunity to deepen the world of Runeterra through expanding on our storytelling, Fortiche's stunning animation, music, and a few Easter eggs for dedicated League fans. Season 2 will bring you even deeper into the world.
Teams at Riot have worked closely together to try to make the launch of Arcane a moment that can be enjoyed across all of our games. We're not going to spoil everything coming out, but we're going to give you a little glimpse into what's in store as we head into Arcane Season 2.
Earlier this year, we announced Ambessa, making her the first character to go from Arcane to the Rift. When the Arcane team worked on her during Season 1, we were very excited by her speed, power, and domination, and couldn't wait to see how she'd play in League PC and Wild Rift.
That said, Ambessa's presence will stretch beyond the Rift, as she'll also be playable in Legends of Runeterra's Path of Champions.
And of course, she'll be a playable unit in teamfight tactics, but we'll let you theory craft what her traits might be.
Speaking of TFT, while gizmos and gadgets incorporated Arcane Season 1 through some traits and champions, the team's going all out on Arcane for their next set. You'll be able to fully immerse yourself in Season 2, from exclusive champions to mechanics to traits, cosmetics, and more.
You'll hear more about all the exclusive Arcane characters in TFT's dev drop next month. We'll share one sneak peek for now. Powder will be making an appearance in this set.
And if you haven't heard, 2XKO, our upcoming 2v2 fighting game, will keep the Arcane train rolling when it's released in 2025.
On November 11th, they will release an updated look for Jinx and 2XKO, so keep your eyes peeled for that.
Sign up for playtests at play2xko.com for a chance to test out some of your Arcane favorites in a new way next year.
In addition to Ambessa, Warwick will be coming to Path of Champions, and both Warwick and Singed are receiving updates in Wild Rift, where they will be joined by Heimerdinger, who's live today.
Wait, is Warwick in Arcane?
Who knows? Anyway, we're also bringing, actually, let's save that one for later.
And while playing Arcane characters on the Rift is cool, it'll be even cooler to play them on the Bridge of Progress in League's upcoming ARAM update. And of course, it'll have a bit of new gameplay thrown in for a little bit of extra fun.
Talker's Trials will return to TFT in the first patch of the new set, giving new and returning players a way to learn the ropes in a low-pressure environment, or grind for that high score.
In Wild Rift, there will be an arcane-themed mode called Showdown, with unique items that you can purchase through in-game quests.
And, like we did for Season 1, we'll have story-driven mini-games for both League PC and for Wild Rift.
Of course, you can continue to show your love for Arcane even after the finale. League is releasing a skin at a new tier, Exalted, for all you die-hard Jinx fans out there.
They'll also have other Season 2 skins, including Arcane Brawler Vi, which may look familiar if you've seen the trailers, and a Jinx-themed Nexus finisher.
As for TFT, Chibi Caitlyn is just one of the many new tacticians coming this set, along with new arenas that will transport you into the world of Arcane. Plus, I heard there might be a new cosmetic type on the way, but you'll have to keep up with TFT for more news on that later.
If you are more of an FPS gamer, don't worry, Valorant has a brand new Arcane-themed bundle on the way. While the Sheriff was a Season 1 exclusive, the premium content team cooked up something extra special for Season 2.
That's all for our game updates for now. On behalf of all of us at Riot, we're so excited to celebrate Season 2 with all of you, both in-game and out. And we can't wait to see what you all think of the show and everything else that we have coming.
And in addition to everything going on across our games, we also have a ton of real-world Arcane merch. Apparel from Uniqlo and Black Milk, collect.
Yeah. Okay. So at that point, we can kind of wrap that and just move back into the important stuff. They've got some character releases. They're bringing an Arcane character into. They brought him into Wild Rift, and now they're bringing it into League overall. ARAM's getting a new map. It seems like TFT is getting some new sets and influence from Arcade. Jinx is going to be in. Here's Powder going into TFT, which I think might be pretty exciting for players who are into that. Jinx is going into 2x KO. This is one game that we've been talking about, but we're not going to get to really see that game and Jinx in that game until next year. They didn't announce when the next playtest is going to be, but they did just say sometime next year. So it could be December next year. It could be in February next year. So pretty soon or pretty far away. We're not going to hold our breath, but it is good to have that update. Good to see that. The big news, though, and I saw you kind of shuffle and like wince at this and then chuckle to yourself. Where is it? It's going to be the new skin here. And they kind of gloss over this pretty quickly, Nick. I'm sure you agree with me, but like this seems like a much bigger deal and they take like less than 30 seconds talking about it. So just in the background, I'm going to have it playing. What's going on here? What do they mean? Because they mentioned Exalted skin and that Jinx is going to be the first one focused. What is the initial there?
I'm laughing because for some reason developers love removing people's shit they can work towards and put it behind a paywall.
Can you go deeper? What do you mean?
If you're a diehard Jinx fan and you main Jinx, there should be, and there's champion mastery, maybe you should be rewarded at a certain point with an exclusive Jinx skin for you and your dedication towards the champion and mastering the champion and everything like that. There's nothing for you to work towards. You have to pay for everything that you want to work towards anyway. So like, that's what's funny. You have nothing to work towards. Why even get the skin? You want to pay $250 to do this? It's $250, by the way.
Oh, wow. Really? Well,
yeah. In order to get this, like, it's good. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go. I was going to say, let's go specifically into what is $250 because pairing along with this announcement that was on the Riot Games YouTube channel, not launched on League of Legends, they also put out a blog that was specific to League of Legends about this, about this information, this new tier of cosmetics. And off the rip, people were calling this a new gacha mechanic, meaning loot boxes, shards, pieces, etc. And that's TLDR. Too long didn't read what I believe Nick means when he says it's going to cost $250 to be able to acquire this new tier of skin. So here's the dev blog. Dev Exalted Skins, the Mythic Shop, and Nexus Finishers, and an update to the Mythic Shop, Nexus Finisher, and a new skin.
Hold on one second.
Exalted. Yes, holding.
The best part about this shit is the Nexus Finishers. This is hype as fuck. This is a cool customization that you can buy, like that you should make for people. And this is basically like the way that this works is if you have a Nexus Finisher on your account and equipped, right? So like you get to just equip it to your account, which one you want. There's 5 people on your team.
Second.
Go ahead.
So real quick, what is a Nexus finisher for somebody like me who doesn't?
That's what I was going to say. So when the game ends, the Nexus explodes.
Okay. Yeah.
How the Nexus explodes can be customized now with these Nexus finishers, right?
Oh, okay.
And so the cool thing about it is that it's chosen randomly by from the people who have Nexus finishers on your team. So if you all have it, it's 20% chance. If only one of you has it, you get to do it every time, right? And I'm sure that'll be the case like right away. This is the cool thing. Everybody sees the Nexus finisher, regardless of what's going on. It's for everybody. It's not just for like you playing the thing, right? We do look at your skins and stuff like that. Some of them are awesome, but like, I'm not enthused about going from ultimates to exalted on skins. I thought ultimate was the ultimate, the max, the top, right?
The kind of to talk about the Nexus finishers, that sounds awesome. We've been talking about Rivals of Aether and seeing how they're able to customize their game to like a personal flavor, a individualized player or character sort of sense. And it's amazing that this game, League of Legends, which has been out since 2009, 15 years roughly, hasn't done this. Rocket League has been giving that, you goal score and you get that cool animation from scoring the goal, the explosion, the screen changing. They're giving those away. There's cosmetics you can buy, etc. Of course, that game's been out for what, 5-7 years, something like that. 2017, I think, is when I picked it up. 18. Anyway, it's amazing that League is just now considering that. But truth be told, just to your point with it, I'm a little hesitant because that 1 out of 5 chance feels bad, man. It's a new role every single time, right? Of the winning team. It's not even like a last hit situation, which I guess could also be problematic. But like that still feels bad because you could just keep rolling poorly and never see your finisher unless somebody else technically has it. But
yeah, that is what it is for me.
Yeah, I'm glad they're actually putting that in. That's a cool customization. I'm still a little bit concerned about that aspect if that is how it's going to work. But I guess we'll talk more about that, here. So really the focus that a lot of players have had, though, on this dev update, on that video we just watched, has been the Mythic Shop and Exalted skins. You finished up saying, I just did Ultimate skins. I thought they were supposed to be the last tier, the ultimate, right? Now we have Exalted. What the heck is this? And like simply put, not from my point of view, but I guess, as my quote unquote counterpoint as a proxy for the devs here. Well, we want to give more players ways to spend money or to customize how they want. Exalted is just another way they can customize how they want. And, they're going to gloss over probably how they're going to gloss over that it costs money and it costs $250, like you said, if that's true, to like do this. But like, I agree with you. As a proxy argument, we're giving players more ways to customize skins in different varieties and do more things on the map with animations, I think it was. So what do you think about that? What do you have to say? Just think, I guess, in response to something like that.
Exalted skins are where crossovers are going to happen, is what I feel. Like we're just going to have crossover skins from outside media and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So that's where I feel it'll be.
All right. So, I can then see maybe as an overall meta of gaming and developers and Riot Games, perhaps. My question would have been why now? Like with the Nexus finishers, why now? Maybe it's been something on the back end and they needed to pair the Exalted skins with something. Maybe they just finally feeling like, okay, yeah, let's do this because then we can, it's a back burner, it's a backlog, quality of life thing. But then why now for the Exalted skin? That theory where it's going to be a way for them to integrate and cross promote from other games might be something to hold out where they can hit that price point, where it, quote unquote, makes sense to them, makes a profit for them. Why now for that? And like, that is an answer. That is a possibility in this world for sure. You know, the Mythic Shop update, the Exalted Skins and Nexus finishers all paired into that push of like, yeah, let's do a crossover, because we're seeing how Overwatch is really succeeding on that that casual cosmetic side of things.
Yeah. TLDR, you guys spend too much money on skins.
And that's something we talk about in general, because that's across the board with a lot of video gamers that, you know, you feel compelled where you have to buy the skin. I can't play the game unless I buy that Transformers skin.
The balls on this company, though, like for real, they released the Ari skin and they go, this is only for whales. And then half the price of that is going to be for everybody else. Imagine thinking like $250 is where the normal person's going to be. And then $500 is, you know, you can afford to spend $500. There's some clown fiesta stuff,
if you really like Ari, or you really like Faker, this is for you, because this is where you're going to spend $400 to $500, right? And then now, like you're saying, the projected cost of the Exalted skins are going to be $250. But at that point, with the Exalted skins, let's take a look at what they say it is, because immediately off the bat, as we read this article, Exalted is a new skin tier that fits into what we defined as luxury good. And they started saying that last December, luxury good. Man. So this is like some sort of weird qualifier. This sounds like some CEO talk, some CEO marketing talk as well. But
yeah,
okay,
it's literally, it reads as Pokimane going, sorry, poor boys, you can't afford my cookies. Like, that's how it reads to me. And I gotta afford this shit, but like, am I gonna spend any, like, a luxury digital good? Bro, I play Magic the Gathering. I got luxury cardboard. Like, you're out of your mind to try to get money off of me like that. Like, anyway.
Yeah. So the ironic part of this, you know, I don't totally agree with the Pokimane. The direct quote, absolutely, sorry, poor boy, absolutely applies to that. You know, but like, I think this is getting utilized in a not memed way, kind of, because when we continue on to it into this blog, over the past year, we've continued to refine what luxury goods are and where they exist in our catalog. Exalted skins are for players who want hyper-exclusive skins. Exalted skins are what happen when we let our teams cook, pushing our design and tech capabilities to make the best possible skin for each champion's unique fantasy within a specific theme. Big sigh. And the thing that I'm focused on here is the sentence of Exalted skins are for players who want hyper exclusive skins. So are they going to limit the amount of skins they sell? Probably
they're endorsing elitist toxicity.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
hyper FOMO, and people are going to spend the money. People are going to beg for League of Legends gift cards for their, you know, birthdays or holidays, etc. So that hyper exclusive skin is going to just not be hyper. There's a real good chance that the hyper exclusive skin is not going to be hyper exclusive. And I'm willing to bet, as somebody who's just experienced in the video game world, that doesn't really have skin in the game here for League of Legends, that they're going to make it hyper exclusive by time release. Like, they're only release this skin for this many weeks or this many days, so you better get it now, or right? They're not going to be available all the time. And they're not going to do it hyper exclusive in the other way, where it's like, we're only going to sell 1,000 of these skins, right? So like, they're not necessarily going to stay hyper exclusive, and they're just going to create a metric ton of FOMO for players and people to go, where's my credit card? I got to do this because it's not going to be here again, and I got to flex. You know, it's just a big shrug moment. This marketing copy does not feel good. You can sense the sort of disrespect underneath it. And from the dev side or the marketer side, the copy that the way they're writing this, they're doing it, and they're hiding the part of it, but they're not really hiding it. They're like feng shuiing it. They're like judoing it. So like, it doesn't look bad or feel bad. They're just trying to sell you a story here with the idea of selling you a skin. Nick, does it actually say anywhere like how you're going to be able to get the skins? We can continue reading, but I just want to, get your
Control F polls.
sort of. What's that?
Control F polls.
Control F
Word.
polls.
Polls. Like the word PULL. I think that's the word that they used. That's the thing.
Yeah, we're gonna keep reading in the blog to see. I just want to know if you knew from being pre-exposed to this information, this topic. So on that, let's move in and keep reading on. That said, we know that most players are looking for cool, accessible skins at a variety of price points, and we're not slowing down on delivering those either. Transcendent, Exalted, and Mythic skins will only make up 10% of what we're delivering moving forward. So right there, they're saying they're limiting their workload towards those things. So that's where the exclusivity part might be coming in. Anyway,
this shit tilts me, man. It tilts me so hard. It does not
feel good. It does not feel good. And
it just says we can release shit at a lower price. Like actual shit, like dog shit.
It's literally saying they're creating scarcity. We're going to release less of these and it's going to be able to make price high kind of thing. We're delivering 10% on Transcendent, Exalted, and Mythic variant skins. They're going to be working on that 10% of the time. Or, if they make 100 skins, only 10 of them are going to be those 3. That's exclusivity. That's scarcity. That's not a good thing. All right, moving forward with this, while the majority of the skins will be easily unlocked at lower price points. So they're trying to justify it, qualify it. Great. Like they're not going to create massive FOMO. They're not creating this whole super economy, these hyper exclusive economy. Anyway, we want to deliver optional, desirable cosmetics along with the entire price curve, not just the high end. So again, they're emphasizing optional here, but I'm sure that, it doesn't feel optional for these players wanting to buy them that think they're cool. Anyway, skins are the primary way we monetize League. The revenue from skins, especially those at higher price points, allow us to invest in areas. So this is justification to why they're doing it. Allows us to invest in areas like new modes, champions, and further explorations in narrative like Spirit of Hearthhome minigame. Nick, you're a better expert on this. How much have they been doing? Are they struggling on money in that way? Like as far as your experience, are they not making new champions or game modes? Or this is just hey, Corpa business excuse here?
This is horseshit. Okay. The reasons why you put new game modes is to make sure that your active player count is up during certain times for the most part.
Retention.
Like retention goes up, players come back, they might play more League, might buy some skins, stuff like that. If you're not making new champions, dead fucking game. Like, and I don't even want to sugarcoat it, like just dead game. Like if you're telling me we're not going to release any more champions, dead game. Dead game, let it just go to mobile and die. I don't care, just like Overwatch. Just kidding. That's going to go to mobile. Just to jab at you. But like new modes and then further explorations and narrative like Spirit of Hearthhome minigame. That's what made Riot Riot. So if you're telling me I have to like kowtow to you and give you money just so you can do your like essentially be the company you've been for the most part, right? Like it's really weird to me. Like really, really weird that we're doing this like.
Yeah. The wording through all this seems like CEO pivoting. We're going to pivot for our shareholders to make more revenue streams and profitize it. And like, we're going to create a new tier of skins. We're going to make it hyper exclusive. So it shouldn't matter that much. It's optional, guys. It's optional. You don't have to get it. And it's hyper exclusive and we're not going to work on it very much. Like all of that together sounds like some CEO at a stockholder shareholders. I've been in meetings with business like this where it's like it's not connecting and they're trying to justify it and it's a reach. It does feel like a reach. Nick, I'm going to continue working into the rest of this blog real quick, just so we can wrap up this part of League. But like overall, the take, I don't know, across the board, I can see why players would be upset, but then there's a secondary degree of why they're upset that is absolutely justified, where it's like, what are they doing to this game? And they're trying to say, well, League won't exist unless we sell you skins.
And that's insane. People already buy skins. People just bought the faker skin, like way too much. They fired the guy who made the damn thing. Like, or sorry, laid off. They didn't really fire him, right? Like,
Yeah, sure.
So if we're going to say that that's the quality that we're looking for, and you got rid of the guy who releases like the first kind of exalted skin, right? At 5, like, I don't know.
Luxury. Remember,
it all seems goofy. And just remember that I'm pretty sure that they're publicly traded.
Hey, Billy here. Wanted to take a quick minute to let you know a few different things. If you enjoyed the video so far, please consider like and subscribing. It really helps us out and it tells the algorithm to share it with more people. You can find the Esports Meta live every week on Twitch and YouTube. It's where we film the podcast or hang out, play games, and chat. If social media is more your vibe, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or Twitter if you use Threads. Does anybody use Threads? This is a video game community that's excited to talk about esports, so jump into the conversation. Of course, you can find more videos like this here on YouTube. Just hit that subscribe button right there or there. Thanks for watching, and let's get back to the show.
Yeah, that's something we could take a look at if they're trying to drive stock prices up, if they're trying to, like, you know, bounce back or whatever. We'll see what their justification or actual backroom thing, but what they're saying here does not line up to what is actually happening. And I think that's what a lot of players are feeling.
Sorry, 10 seconds. My bad. I messed up.
Continuing with the blog here, we kick off Exalted Skins with Arcane Fractured Jinx. As the work for Arcane began, we became inspired by not just the show, but by Jinx's story in Season 2 particularly. Her chaotic energy is brought to the Rift through 2 distinct models across 3 different forms and VFX that highlight her story. Each form also has unique voiceover that reflects her at the moment in her journey. You can swap between these versions at any point in-game by using a slot machine mechanic controlled by her Control +5. If you hit big, which is always because Jinx never loses, you can change forms. So here's the image of what they're talking about there. Concept of that's the ultimate, correct, Nick? The big rocket?
Yeah, that's her big ultimate, yeah.
Yeah, and it seems that, you know, you can change that cosmetic and the explosion that animates when you hits the ground, and it's anchoring more on the arcane style and visual of that, the fractured Jinx. Moving into, here's another example of the explosion, the impact, and how the lottery thing changes that. So basically you have a couple different animations that can play, it seems like, and when you use the ability. Is that a correct assumption, you feel like?
Yeah, dude, they just said you got a random.
Which could be cool, but is that $250? Is that
you just bought it?
Yeah.
Someone's playing magical hats with the thing you just bought. Like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, that aspect of it could be neat because it's, what's it called? It's cosmetic, right? But when you spend $250 on the random thing, like, man, dude, again, this is a luxury item, guys. Remember, a luxury item. You don't need to buy this, you broke boy.
I guess.
Right, moving into the rest, continuing the blog here, these forms will also be reflected across the 3 HUD overlays, which reflect some of her experiences from Season 1 and Season 2. All right. We really wish we could show you more right now, but again, spoilers, sure. We'll be sure to check back in closer to the skins launch with more details. Okay, awesome. Acquiring exalted skins. When we were designing how you acquire exalted skins, we considered making them a set price. However, we decided to pursue another. Wait. They said the quiet thing out loud. They're saying the quiet thing out loud right now. We considered making them a set price. However, we decided to pursue another way that would allow players who may not want to commit to a larger price the chance to get them at a lower investment. This is a real big facepalm moment. So, like, they're basically saying, we want you to gamble, knowing that gambling and loot boxes are banned in certain countries, that it creates bad habits in player behavior, exploitative player behavior. They're literally saying and framing it like it's a good thing. Well, you might have a chance to hit the lottery, Nick. This is a luxury item, Nick. You might have a chance to win the lottery here.
So they might get around this by you not being able to interact with the system at all unless you buy the thing to interact with it, right? So like you get in trouble with the Chinese government if the kids can interact with the loot box in general really easily and then get into it, right? But like if you have to buy something that prevents you from getting into these things like the shards and stuff like that, it might be their little like workaround and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just a shit sandwich all around.
Yeah. Yeah. The sends here. So we built a new system called the Sanctum with that in mind. It sounds like, again, like what you're saying, they're separating it to consider it a separate function. So it won't be, unilaterally considered gambling or loot boxing. It feels bad, man. This all just feels bad. And I see why a lot of noise on the internet was very loud about this. I'm not into the League of Legends bubble of stuff, but this was coming up across my feeds, and this, I can see why the details are showing that people are pissed.
I mean, people are going to be pissed, right? But again, like it's doing exactly what they want it to do, right? So if 90% of the community is pissed and the other 10% is buying the shit, then mission accomplished. Luxury goods that are exclusive, like, so, they're able to accomplish this nonsense.
Yeah. And I like how they're justifying it the entire time with these sort of statements. They're kind of giving these like, well, you see what had happened was kind of thoughts like this sentence. This sort of system is popular with many of our players across the globe.
Yeah. Cool.
That's another big sigh moment because it's supposed to be hyper exclusive. They're using this system exclusively for the hyper luxury exclusive items, but then it's popular with a lot of players. Why would it matter if it's popular with many players? What is many? Many is a vague term as well. So like it's a weird kind of dissection of trying to sell you on this idea by giving you adjacently correct information, but then also justifying on our end, well, we make money from skins. Well, this is a popular system across the globe. This just feels bad, man. This feels so bad. Okay, so getting into the actual system of the blog. In the Sanctum, you'll use new currency called Ancient Sparks to draw from a pool of rewards, which include the Jinx Exalted skin alongside other content. Ancient Sparks are available for 400 RP each and don't expire. If you get what you want early, you can save sparks for future pulls. Yippee. We've also included a bad luck protection to make sure you're never too far from the item you want. For example, the base drop rate of an Exalted skin line like Arcane Fractured Jinx is 0.5%, less than 1%, but you're guaranteed to unlock it within 80 pulls, making your maximum investment 3,200 RP. And I'm guessing this is where the math comes in, where 3,200 RP, 32,000 RP costs $250. Is that correct, Nick?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I wish I could play a slot machine and be guaranteed to win within 80 pulls. And like, how much are you winning? This royally sucks. Plus, your progress on that bad luck protection carries over from one Exalted skin offering to the next. What does that even mean? That if you get lucky on the one that, within, let's say you get lucky within 40 pulls, that the next Exalted skin is only going to take 40 pulls? And that just sounds like it's keeping people in the Ancient Spark system here, the Sanctum system. It's just, oh man, this is bad. This is casino shit.
Yeah, I mean,
a little back history for me. I worked at a casino for 8 years, an online casino here in New Jersey that managed sports books and casinos for a couple major brands. I did that for 8 years from the community side of it. This is wild, man. This is wild, and this is wild because of how unregulated this is gonna be. This is wild, dude. I'm sorry I cut you off. I had to, dude, this is insane.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what else to say besides, like, this is what everybody kind of does. Like, every company does this.
Yeah, the transition to that. But this feels pretty egregious to me, coming from my history and background in iGaming, in sports books and whatnot. And like, they're basically saying you could buy the skin or you can maybe get it early. But you know, at the worst cases, you buy it for $250, 32,000 RP. Anyway, here's some drop rates, S tier content for what you're gonna get. Excuse me. You get mythic essences. You'll get exclusive Paragon chromas, all cosmetic things. I think the TLDR from this and with this is, generally speaking, just don't buy cosmetics. Don't spend the money on the game. Obviously, if there's value to it, like something like Rivals of Aether 2, which is giving you good guy vibes and good community stuff, support them. But man, this is like hard to just justify any sort of support, dude.
I mean, it's the CEOs, man. You hire CEOs, and the CEOs end up doing some heinous stuff like this, crushing the community for no reason. The guy that they have now is just out for money, considering he used to be like the chief financial officer for a while, you know?
Well, that makes sense
so,
then too.
Well, yeah, I mean, like he's
the CFO is going in. He's the money guy, so he's going to be looking at it from that business money guy. It's like the story from the Blizzard book that just came out, where they have the soap CEO come in, and then he's like, "Well, let's get rid of BlizzCon because it doesn't make any sense." And it's like, okay, that logic is good when you're just looking at numbers, but not considering that video games is a cultural experience. Video games is a lifestyle kind of stuff. And like, you're getting the same vibes from here. You know, the CFO coming up and going, hey, yeah, let's diversify revenue stream and call it luxury items. And then just, you know, circumvent any sort of casino regulations and loot box regulations in countries and bans by doing this and that. This seems like a big work in progress and like a big jump. And they're really just like CEO talking their way through it, man. Dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm upset. I'm so upset at this.
He's the guy who the current CEO is the guy who what is it? He led the company when doing the equity sale to Tencent. Why do I keep turning red? My God, I'm getting pissed.
I mean, we're all hyped up. We're fired up at this. So he was the dude who led the sale to Tencent, and then Tencent is putting him in the top position.
I don't know if Tencent's been in the top position, but basically this guy's all about money. The last guy was all about losing money. And
sure, yeah.
Like that's pretty much like the MMO got put on hold. Like a ton of things got put on hold, but like there has to be a way that your company is profitable without like trying to basically force people into like buying skins for the most part. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So I want to also, like, this kind of brings up an interesting, not sort of video game thing, but just like as a general business sort of thing. The people who generally get promoted are the people who put up the best numbers. The people who put up the best numbers aren't necessarily good at their, well, first off, they're the people that are good at the job of where they are, perhaps. Like if I'm sales floor and I get promoted to manager, I would, because I was selling a lot. That doesn't mean I'm going to be good at manager. It just means I sold a lot of items on the sales floor and I knew how to do that. Doesn't even mean I'm good at doing that. It just means I did do it. And then you get from manager, it's like they could just, you know, they get promoted and they're bad at manager. That happens a lot of times in like office culture and like the corporation sort of like hierarchy of things. But then on top of which is you got the people who keep moving up are the people who are just like, I don't want to say they're butt kissers, but they play the game well, right? It's not just about nepotism or who likes who, but it is about selling yourself on like, you know, look, I'm able to do this. I'm able to that. And like, you don't necessarily want the person steering the ship. Like you don't want the captain of the ship, the person who could like loot the most plunder. You want the captain of the ship to be able to like, you know, steer the ship well, understand what it takes to do that, understand what the pirates, the sailors need, right? You want to, you know, have a captain of the ship that's able to just, you know, see the bigger picture and steer the ship. And it's so much more and bigger than the I can sell a lot. I can bring more revenue. And like, that's traditionally what you see happen in these. So a little bit of a sidebar. That's traditionally what you see happen. The people who get promoted again and again are the people who get themselves brought up to the top because of like, they play the game well tactics and mindset.
Sure. I mean, like, for me, it just boils down to like, good salesmen make you realize that you need or want the product, right? That's not doing this. Like I could literally think of an easy way to get me to buy skins and have them be exclusive at the same time. Instead of a WoW subscription service that you can't buy this month's skins unless you had the subscription last month. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, boom, and now I'm paying $10 a month and you got 10 million active players every month. And look at that nonsense. That's like, what? That's $100 million right there just from that. Sell the skins at $2 a piece for the active players. Again, $20 million per month just off of one skin. Like, it's just really stupid. Like, get me to buy it because like I can afford everything rather than saying I can't afford anything and maybe I can get this one skin. I don't know. It's just real stupid. It puts a lot of people off.
It's true, man. And like, one thing is, I'm hopeful because companies like Valve were removing the battle pass from Dota and stuff like that, where, you know, they're moving away from systems of monetization like battle passes. Whereas you've got Apex doubling down, doing 2 battle passes a season, right? And then beyond that, like, it's crazy to me because then the pessimistic side is that it's also crazy to me that people are buying digital assets. This feels like NFTs. This feels as scammy and scummy as something like that, where it's like these non-fungible tokens. Like, you don't even own that. If you were to spend $250 on this Exalted skin, you don't own it. The game goes away. It's gone forever. League of Legends has been around for 15 years. There's a good chance it's not going to go away for a little bit, but like, there's still that possibility. And guess what? You just spent $250 on the time to spend with that skin when you play there, right? That's what it boils down to. And like any of these gacha games or any of these other sort of like digital asset selling, I'm not going to yuck somebody's yum if they like buying stuff, but I do want to really stress that, you know, is it worth the value? And like, that's going to be a subjective answer. It's going to be different for every person. I cannot imagine how this is going to be worth it to people, especially even at the luxury level, the hyper exclusive luxury level. This just feels bad, man. And just constantly, and you're rewarding that behavior by buying it.
I mean, man, make your players feel bad enough and you can kill your game. That's like the TLDR is, don't have a guy who's just about money who comes from Goldman Sachs retail division lead your company, because he's obviously just going to try to squeeze the players with 2 rocks in each hand. Like, it's pretty silly. It's pretty silly. There's real ways to get people's money. I've said it before, right? There's a reason why like World of Warcraft is $15 on a subscription base that it probably shouldn't even be on subscription anymore. But I got no problem paying them the $15 because they haven't changed it ever. Like I said, take my money. Here you go. I got an active subscription. I haven't even played the new expansion that I bought, like, at all. I'm not even joking. And I'm still paying for the stupid thing. It's $15 or whatever, right? Get me on a subscription service or something. Like, I don't know. Make me enjoy the skins, not make me like be pissed off that I spent some money where I could go take a vacation. Right, and just for your reference, $13,500 is what you get for $100. You get 13,500 for $100.
Okay. For 13,500 RP for $100.
Yep. And if you say 40,
you need,
right?
What is it?
I'll just say
we need 32,000 RP.
We'll say 33 because I think it was some change, right?
I think it was 32,000. So yeah, let's just say 33. That's like 2.5. That's, yeah, like $250 roughly, right?
Yeah, about 2.5.
All right. Well, we need to wrap because we could talk circles about this one, and this is infuriating. But what do you guys think? Are you just as mad as us? What is the breaking point for you if you're mad? What is a silver lining for you if you're not as mad? Let us know in the comments. Let us know down in social media, wherever you're at. Add us, the Esports Meta, everywhere you are on social media, or you can check us out here live, comment where you are, and let us know your thoughts on this, because, man, we are pissed about it. And how would you fix this is another great question. How would you fix this problem that Riot is now creating for themselves? Everyone's got opinions. Let's hear yours, all right? But for now, let's move into the last part of our show.